works for, the lies he is told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back.
With food prices soaring to all-time highs, as the dollar continues to fall in value, what can you and your family do to guarantee that fresh, nutritious vegetables will make it to your dinner table? Garden in a Can. Garden in a Can is your source for premium, long-term storable seeds. Garden in a Can is ready when you are. Plant them now or store them for when you really need them. There are 16 large, hermetically sealed, non-hybrid, open-pollinated packets of seeds, along with detailed planting instructions sealed in a can for ultimate long-term protection. Garden in a Can. It's that simple, fresh, healthy, easy. Only $69.95 for over a half acre of safe, fresh vegetables, ready when you are. Stop procrastinating and start preparing with Garden in a Can. For more details, visit gardeninacan.com today. That's gardeninacan.com or call 866-598-7396, 866-598-7396.
All right, we are back. We're joined by Mark Dice. The new book is The Illuminati, Facts and Fiction, and I'm sure that you go into Aleister Crowley in this film, and it's just kind of sickening to me how he's been hyped up as kind of like this, you know, anti-hero hero, and that, you know, this guy was a real, I mean, there's no doubt he was intelligent, but to put him on this, you know, cult hero status and to promote his philosophies is not only disingenuous, but it's really an outright lie the way they promote it and act like, oh, you know, this guy never really believed in that sort of stuff. He just did it. I mean, this guy was like the guy that was into sex magic rituals. I mean, he did a ritual with, who was it? Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard, I believe, did a ritual that was based on Crowley in order to bring in the religion of Scientology.
Aleister Crowley is a total dirtbag, drug addict. He died basically broke and homeless. He had STDs. I mean, really just a wreck of a man. And, you know, the purpose of Enlightenment teachings and of spiritual teachings is really supposed to free you from the chains of life and really use your intellect to understand how the world works and your place in it and the morality and the metaphysical rules. And so Aleister Crowley is a total failure in that regard and an utter dirtbag. And I will get back to him and his sex rituals, but I want to make sure that we cover, there's a few more points regarding angels and demons that are very important. And you're not going to believe the ending. I'm just going to give it away for you because I don't want anybody to be surprised. And when your friends start talking about angels and demons, you have to understand how big of a whitewash this is. At the crescendo, at the climax, at the very end, it's incredible, and I admire his evil genius at how he was able to do this. So a few other points. The Bilderberg Group financed the Illuminati. It's in the book. He mentions that. So again, he says the Illuminati are a bunch of scientists. He gets the date wrong of when the Illuminati was in existence. He defends the Illuminati on multiple occasions, one time saying, quote, "The Illuminati may have believed in the abolition of Christianity, but they wielded their power through political and financial means, not through terrorist acts. Furthermore, the Illuminati had a strict code of morality regarding who they saw as enemies." And so another interesting connection here with Dan Brown himself, and then I'll just give away the ending here, is he was a graduate of Phillips Exeter Academy, which is a private boarding school in the East Coast for the children of the wealthy. And I'm sure maybe none of us have ever been to a boarding school, but it's where you send your kids off to, and they live and they go to school from whatever grade to whatever grade. So the Phillips Exeter Academy is from the 9th through 12th grade. So Dan Brown went there. And what's interesting about the Phillips Exeter Academy is it's sort of a grooming ground for the children of the elite and the children of the Illuminati. So they kind of give them their higher education as opposed to us little people have the poor public schools to indoctrinate us. So this is where they get the real teachings about how the world actually works, which is kept from us. Well, what's also interesting about the Phillips Exeter Academy is that John D. Rockefeller's right-hand man and the guy that had the second most shares in Standard Oil back in the 1900s was this guy named Edward Harkness. So, again, he was the number 2 man in Standard Oil, John D. Rockefeller's right-hand man. John D. Rockefeller, big Illuminati guy, his family still to this day is involved. And so in 1930, this man, Edward Harkness, donated $5.8 million to the school under the condition that their method of teaching the students would be changed to what he called the Aristotelian method of antiquity. Okay, so Aristotle was a student of Plato, for those philosopher buffs out there. And Plato, while he had some great ideas, Plato is really the source of a lot of people for the lost city of Atlantis, but also Plato had this interesting idea of philosopher kings, where he believed that certain people with hyper enlightenment would be able to rule over the masses and would know better than the people. And so it's very interesting that John D. Rockefeller's right-hand man donated almost $6 million back in the 30s to this school, and then you combine that with Dan Brown's publisher, the Random House, owned by the Bertelsmann Media Group in Germany, again, the largest admitted publisher of Nazi propaganda during World War II.
Yeah, it's a lot of interesting coincidences, Mark. Obviously, they're all just coincidences that they teach the school of thought where the ends justifies the means and the masses should be ruled over by their leaders, by their gods. And, he puts this out there. And like I said, you are right in the fact that this is going to blow the Illuminati up to another level, bring it into the pop culture consciousness. And then anytime we try to talk about, the Bilderberg Group and beyond that into the New World Order and then into the Illuminati. Oh, you watched that movie. You're crazy. It's kind of like what they did with the Freemasons with those 2 Nick Cage movies.
Oh, this is even worse, and I'm gonna give away the climax right here. So he talks about the New World Order and the Internet and the Illuminati and the dollar bill and the Bilderberg Group and all this stuff, and the Illuminati is going to blow up the Catholic Church as retribution for suppressing them and for torturing non-Christians back in the day. And then at the very end, it turns out that there really is no such thing as the Illuminati, because it really did go into existence, and it was one man, it was one sick, demented Vatican official that stole the antimatter and then plotted to blow up the Vatican, and then hired one man to kill some of these officials, some of these cardinals, and then it just turns out that the Illuminati really did go into extinction, and this man was just playing off of everybody's fears and conspiracy theories.
So what you're telling me is the Illuminati doesn't exist, and it's an insider in the Vatican that's actually doing this and using the fear from the Illuminati, mythos in order to carry out his plot.
Yes, and it's not, the Vatican is not directly involved. It's just one man. It's one man that was angry that people were losing their faith in God, and so he had orchestrated this whole thing to make this big media spectacle to blow up the Vatican, and then at the last minute he decides that he's going to save the Vatican, and then it turns out that God and the Christians and the Vatican are actually victorious over the evil Illuminati, but then it's actually exposed that the Illuminati doesn't exist and that he was behind it, and that it turns out that Robert Langdon, this character, fell for the whole scam, and wow, I guess we were all just a little too paranoid on those internet conspiracy theories.
That is just awful. That is, see, I didn't even know that, and that is 10 times more awful, because you're right. I mean, it is going to be a lot worse. And you talk about the Illuminati, oh, they were gone, man. Didn't you see that movie? Done.
It builds it up like they really exist. They still exist. They've been in existence, and then, no, I guess they really don't exist anymore. It's
all right.
Fascinating. I really admire the evil genius of Dan Brown and the Illuminati promoters for promoting this.
And the multi-millions of dollars he has due to these books and now movies. I mean, he's got to be worth at least $100